I'm no chef, nor do I have a lot of cooking experience in general. However, I thought it would be really fun to check out America's favorite frozen foods and see if we can reverse engineer them from scratch. Mostly. Welcome to Thawed Out. Mega Bowls. I'm actually a really big fan of this line of frozen food, so I'm excited to see what we're gonna do with this. Today we're gonna be making their buffalo chicken mac and cheese. But first, the taste test. So here we have our finished product, and looking at it, there's a lot of mac, not a lot of buff, and the one thing I will say is it doesn't look like the chicken is coated in very much buffalo. It looks like chicken that's just slightly orange. So let's see how this tastes. The mac and cheese feels a little watery and very wet to me, not very creamy. The chicken is in way too small bites, and I think there's just not a lot of coating on it. So I think we're gonna knock this one out of the park pretty easily. Let's thaw this recipe out. Let's start with the mac and cheese sauce. After reading all this gobbledygook, the main takeaway is that it uses cheddar cheese and what they call Cayenne Pepper sauce. I'm gonna go ahead and add salt, black pepper, garlic powder, smoked paprika, a small amount of cayenne, and ground mustard, since there are so few seasonings in this cheese sauce. First, to make the sauce, we have to make what's called a roux. I'm throwing about 1/3 cup of butter into a pot, waiting for it to melt, and throwing an equal amount of flour inside. Stir it around until it looks something like this. Next, we're going to gradually pour in about 2-ish cups of milk and continuously stir. Once that's done, gradually dump in hand-shredded cheddar cheese. Even I know that using pre-shredded cheese is not a good idea in this case, especially because it doesn't melt very easily with the chemicals that they put inside it. So I'm doing myself a favor and shredding my own cheese. Continuously stir as you dump in your cheese, and eventually you will get a smooth, thick cheese sauce, but not too thick. Just make sure that you add some more milk if you need to. Next, I will add in all of the seasonings that I had mentioned previously: salt, black pepper, garlic powder, smoked paprika, cayenne pepper, and ground mustard. I don't have any specific measurements for this stuff, I just go by feeling. We'll mix all of that together until it is fully incorporated, and that is our cheese sauce. All you're going to do with this cheese sauce is just boil some macaroni and then pour the cheese sauce all over it and combine. Boom. You now have incredibly well-seasoned mac and cheese. I did not know how easy it was to make buffalo sauce until I did research for this video. It's literally just hot sauce and butter. After using half a stick of butter, Jesus Christ, I will be using 150 grams of Sriracha sauce, about 10 grams of Worcestershire Sauce. Hey, I said that this sauce was easy to make, not to pronounce. And about 10 grams of white vinegar. Then just mix it all together and yeah, that's buffalo sauce. And now for our chicken. Breading chicken is actually something that I have experience with, so if I can do it, then you can too. This recipe uses breast, so we will use that as well. First, you might want to cut your chicken breast down to size a bit because you ain't frying that big, thick boy all at once. First, I'm going to season my chicken with salt and pepper. Then I'm going to make a flour mixture which has garlic powder, smoked paprika, cayenne pepper, MSG, and seasoned salt. Coat your chicken breasts in flour, making sure that everything is fully covered with 0 bald spots. Next, give your chicken a good old dunk in some buttermilk, only to give it one last coating of flour, mixing the wet and the dry to create these nice clumps that will make it nice and crispy. You can deep fry this if you want to, but I personally like to shallow fry this in a pan so I have more manual control over it. Make sure the oil you're using to fry is at 375 degrees before dipping in your chicken. Once your chicken is finished frying, place it on a drying rack to drip off. Now let's buff this chicken up. Toss your fried chicken into a mixing bowl filled with the buffalo sauce that you made a while ago. I am in awe of how good this chicken looks right now. Now get a heaping scoop of your mac and cheese and top it off with your masterpiece of buffalo chicken. And after adding a garnish of parsley flakes, this, ladies and gentlemen, is a mega bowl. Or plate, if you will. Just looking at these two side by side is honestly hilarious. I mean, just look at these two. But there's only one way to find out if we truly have something special here. First, the mac and cheese. That is the rich cheesiness and creaminess that I am looking for, especially with the spices that we put in the cheese. It really, really helps. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the buffalo chicken. The crisp of the chicken. Microphone, I don't know if you can hear this. That is what you want chicken to sound like. Not whatever this is right here. You want the creaminess and richness of the mac and cheese mixed with the crunchiness and spiciness of this here chicken, and that right there is a magical buffalo chicken mac and cheese. As a beginner cook, I was very comfortable making this dish, which means you can too. Thank you so much for watching me thaw out this recipe. If you enjoyed this as much as I did, subscribe and leave a like for more Thawed Out.